watching The Sports Spin, presented by Union Healthcare. Health and healing, every person, every time.
Welcome to The Sports Spin, your weekly dose of sports action, presented by Union Healthcare. I'm John Nurden. That goofball is Mark Mason. We watch the games, we call the games, and now, today, and every week at 7 o'clock, 6:30,
we're going to spin
the games.
Yeah, today on the Sports Spin, we take a look back on the season that was for Union football. Then we're going to talk with Coach Mailoto. Coach, the Union Cougar volleyball coach. But first, let's take a look at the week rewind.
Mark, here on the Week Rewind, we're going to take a look at the season that was and that wasn't for Union football.
Union football, we saw a lot of their games this year. The opening game that I got to see was Union versus UNA. It was a little bit of a tough game.
No, that's a tough baseball ball this year for them. Yeah. They struggled on a lot of games and had some good plays, but that one was tough.
Yeah, that was a tough one. And there were some bumps in the road. You got to talk about injuries. I mean, if you're going to talk about the Union Cougar football season,
quarterback.
Yeah, and then they lost one of their playmakers. I'm losing a name. Number 29. I remember he was one of the bright spots in the Uinta game. But, the injuries were probably part of the tail of the tape.
They were a great team the year before and a pretty good team this year. So if you take a look back, and we're going to see some of the highlights of some of their wins. They beat Richfield, pretty good game for them, fun game.
Yeah, we got those up on the TV screen right now.
Carbon, another tough team usually, but, Carbon went down like a ton of bricks to Union. And we'll throw a few highlights in there against the Utes as well.
Yeah, and defense, they did it. And then when they got their quarterbacks healthy, they had two studs in the backfield, and it's hard for a defense to deal with that when you have two athletic kids in the backfield.
Now you've got a quarterback taking a snap, and he can run it as well as he can hand it off and run it. And then either one of them could pass. Yeah. So it was a great season for him, a great opportunity to have some younger kids grow. With injuries to quarterbacks, you do get some of those younger kids some playing time, and it definitely brightens up the future for him. And that's why I say it's the season that was and that wasn't. Their record didn't show as good a team as they really were. I think they were a little better than their record, and it will show next season.
Here's a bet for you. I bet $10. No, I'll go $100 that Labrum's got them playing better next year, that they just use that as a building for the next season. No. I mean, that's a program that you can't pin down.
Yeah, and what you're really saying is they've got a great coaching staff and a great coach in Labrum that will get them into the caliber of team that they can become this next year. Well, no, I don't bet.
It's a losing bet. That's a losing bet. He loses everything he plays against me. That's right. Okay. So congratulations, Cougars. Regardless of wins or losses, it's the program that you put out there.
And the kids enjoyed it.
It's the kids.
They were successful.
Yep. They had a great season. It was their season, whatever it was. So congratulations to the Cougars. Let's move on. We had basketball's up, and we were at Uinta High School last night, hosted a 3-0 Fruta team.
So, and you say we were there. You were there specifically taking a little film, Mark. This is your deal, isn't it?
This is high quality film. And right now what you see is defensive pressure, and defense leads to offense. And from the opening tip, the Utes were in control of this game.
So as you told me before, that defensive pressure, a lot of that comes from the Mason kid out there, throwing some elbows, knocking people around a little bit.
Yeah, it might be him. It might be a total team effort. Yeah. I'd like to take credit for everything that number 23 does. He's a good-looking kid. Gets that from me for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the basket was like 10 feet wide for those guys. At the end of the first quarter, they had 28 points. So I'm looking at my father-in-law sitting next to me. I'm like, they're going to score 100. And they could have, except for Coach Hardy took off the gas midway through the third quarter.
So a good start to the season for them. They lost to Davis, which is a ranked team, top 5 team in the state.
Yeah.
And they beat Fruta. Looking forward to see how they do this next weekend at Logan in the Logan Classic.
The Logan Classic.
So let's see how that goes for the Utes this year and the little teeny tiny tall Kobe Mason.
We'll see what happens. Well, let's move on then. Now it's time for the L&L monster replays. Whoa, let's get this going.
So Mark, last week we had we had the winner and a couple of Uinta plays to go against the winner. And one of your favorite plays of the year won.
Yeah.
You called that game. You got to watch McKechnie kick the kicker's paradise. And, 66% of the public out there decided that he was the best play last week.
Yeah, and one of my favorite parts about that play is KSL picked it up and used it for their promo for high school football had started. And, so McKechnie got a lot of love for that one.
So we're reviewing Union football. And we're going to add a couple of plays from there to go against Kicker's Paradise.
Kicker's Paradise. Game on the line. First game of the season. It's snow up visiting the Utes. And McKechnie, with ice running in his veins, puts it up and through. And, I got chills now. I had chills then.
So here we go with a couple of plays. First of all, bombs away. We'll take a look at this one.
And on bombs away, this could have been any number of plays that went to Burchell. And it's the same thing. Oh, excuse me, this isn't Burchell. It's, I forgot his name. Burchell sets the block right there.
Yeah, there you go.
But, you know who you are. But the deep game was working for the Cougars this year. And we had probably
lots of fun plays
7 or 8 highlights just like that throughout the season, running up that sideline and just the ball dropping in the breadbasket. So.
Love those plays. So, vote for bombs away or off to the races.
Yeah, and this is just put it up in the air, catch it again. And
catch me.
Yeah, and then he's gone, and nobody's catching. And we've talked about that long game, so
I got the support out for the Cougars, the black and gold. And Cougars need to get out and get the vote out, see if they can knock off Kicker's Paradise. And anyone from Uinta watching, don't let them do it.
Yeah, it's just that easy. Okay, make sure to follow us on Twitter at The Sports Spin and VTV6 on Facebook. And that's where you have to vote. People, get out and vote. It's not like the presidential election. Vote for your favorite LNL Monster replay. We're going to be right back.
I'm Amanda Hartman. I'm the new Director of Nursing here at the Villa. Here at the Villa, it's far more than a nurse-patient relationship. You truly are like a family. We have a community here, we have neighborhoods within our community, and we create lasting relationships that mirror that of our own families.
We're kind of just one big family because we're their sole providers, and we spend a lot of time with each and every resident. Even our rehab patients are here for months at a time, so we really create a family-like environment with them also.
Welcome back. It's time for our Call of the Week. Okay, Mark. So last week,
Hello?
Yeah, you busy?
Oh, that's right.
You a little busy?
Picked all the home teams to be better than they were. You can't blame me for that one. Hey, listen, I'm on the set. I gotta go. Okay, see ya. Yeah.
So what Mark's talking about is girls basketball. We had 10 games we picked. He called the 10 games, and let's see. Mark picked them to have the Basin win 7 out of 3. And how did they do?
I'm a homer.
They did 5. They went 5-5, right, Mark? So
they played 500, but I thought for sure they were going to be the New England Patriots.
And I knew they weren't. So that one, I got it right, and I got it right on. So that's really 2 wins for me so far. Starting with 2. Right on, gets you double the points. We've played that way in the past. Moving on to boys basketball.
Never played that way.
So the boys basketball.
You got lucky. You didn't even know what was going on. I'm not going to give you 2 points for that. I might give you half a point because you said the Basin was only going to be 500.
Let's see if I need it.
Half a point.
Let's see if I need it.
Half a point.
So here we go. The Basin boys, again, you went 6-4.
thought they had it better.
You had it backwards. You know, they went 4-6, Mark.
Well, you missed that one. So
I had it 5-5, so I was closer.
No,
so now it's 3.
We were playing exact scores.
3-0 at this point.
No, half point to 0.
On the calls of the week, 3-0 for John.
Half point.
And then, you know, the one I gave you, college Final Four.
I got this.
I called it too, and then you said, well, we can't do that, so I picked just an outlier, and I knew we were going to win. And if you look back at the tape, I told you I'd give you that one.
1 to a half. So we'll round it
1 to 1.5. I see how it is.
I'll even round you up to 1, and we'll call it a tie. Push. Okay.
So week 11, John is 6 and Mark is 5 at this point in the season.
Oh, John.
Wait, we started over. This was our first week of this.
I won the football outright.
So now I'm ahead.
And now we're in this, and you're up 1-0.
Okay, well done.
I'll give you 1-0 on this.
Okay, so let's see how
Mason,
you can do.
Don't let me down like that. If I'm going to call you 6-4 and 7-3, win. It's as simple. Don't let me down. You want him to win? Look at this guy.
They all
want
me to win.
No, that's not a winner.
They love me.
All right. Here we go. What are we doing this week?
All right, Mark. Here we go. So our first call this week is Uinta boys basketball. They've got 2 games. One against Logan, one against some Idaho team.
Downloady.
South Idaho or something.
Some potato.
I'll let you go ahead and pick first.
2-0.
All right, I'll go 1-1.
All right, here we go.
I want them to go 2-0. Believe me, I think they can. I think they're that type of team. They're definitely going to beat Logan.
Hey, Colby, number 23, I'm talking to you. You guys got to win. 2-0.
Don't let him down. So I think they'll beat Logan. I got to watch Logan play a week ago, and they're a tough team. But I think we're a much better team. The one wild card is sometimes the Idaho team's a good team and sometimes they aren't. So they could dominate 2-0. But I'll go with 1-1 and let you have the 2-0.
Keep talking. Hey, everyone, just remember, John has no faith in you. He didn't believe in you. Just want you to know. Moving on. Jazz versus Warriors. The Warriors coming into Utah. It's probably one of the for sure must-see games if you're a Jazz fan. And I'm going to start and I'm going to say, hey, Jazz, love you, baby. But, nah. There's too much. There is just too much scoring on the Warriors.
So I have to go. The Jazz are going to lose as well.
Yeah.
So we have to change that up by how many points?
All right. I picked first, so you get to set the bar on this one.
10.
10? All right, I will go 10.5 points.
Okay.
And I was going to say 15, but if you're going to give me that easy, Jazz, play your hearts out. Too many injuries.
So the call of the week, you're supposed to call the crazy outlier thing.
Yeah.
So the crazy outlier thing is that the Utes don't win both games, which is 1-1. And then the crazy outlier is they don't lose by less than or more than 10.
Keep justifying your loss.
So you can take it all you want.
By this time.
Here we go.
Did we put soccer in
this? We did. I got it. After you left the meeting.
Who put soccer in this? I voted no on soccer. I don't even know how they win this game.
So we're going with the MLS championship game, and I'm going to pick Toronto.
Good.
What are you picking there, Mark?
We're picking soccer in the calls of the week.
Absolutely.
All right. We established earlier last year that people like baseball more than soccer.
It's not baseball season
Couldn't we talk about something in the winter meetings? Are the Cubs going to get a new closer? That's what I want to know.
We could work on that.
Yeah,
but right now, you've got to pick either Seattle or Toronto.
Oh my gosh, the Sounders. They're gonna win 1-0.
All right, so I'll go for that bonus at 3-1.
3-1. Is it going to be that? You got.
I'll even write that down.
On this Toronto team.
Well, it's in Toronto. That helps.
Well, there you go. You should have told me that.
Yeah, I'm not telling you that.
Soccer.
You got to stay up on this stuff.
Jeez, who picked soccer? We're going to be right back after I talk to John about not putting soccer in our calls of the week.
Do you surf the net every time you shop? Well, forget the hard drive and make the short drive down to L&L. We have the best selection in the basin. At L&L, we're making the car buying experience all that it can be because we're not here just to sell you a car. We're here to build a long, happy relationship. L&L Motor, people you know, people who care.
We're back on the Sports Spin presented by Uinta Basin Healthcare. Now it's time for the spin cycle. On the spin cycle, special guest Analaine Mailoto, Union High School head volleyball coach, correct?
Yep.
Congratulations on a great season. We were watching this and we were calling this game on this show that you're going to start watching now, right?
Yes.
And you guys started out rough. What changed? What happened? You finished third in the state.
I think that starting out hard, and struggling, helped us in the long run. Because I don't think if we would have kept how we were, that we would have been so successful. We had a lot of young girls that had to learn to fill big shoes and learn how to play a mature volleyball game. And so I think going through adversity at first helped them get to having a steady mind more.
How many years have you coached?
This is my second year as a head coach.
Okay.
So
it starts to work too, like your strategies are coming in and you lose the first 4 games and you go, no, stick with it. And it does pay off in the end once you can get your strategies in there. So you must have some pretty good ideas on how to win games.
Sometimes. I think once they buy into a program, then they're gonna try hard to be successful. So I think no matter what you do in practice, as long as you're teaching them the proper skills and all those little things, if they can buy into unity and being a family and those types of ideas, then they're going to be able to play well together.
So you're not very sure. You must have played a little volleyball in your day.
Yes, I played at Southern Utah University. So.
Okay. Successful down there? Super fun?
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. We went to conference tournament twice when I was there, but it was good.
So it was your fault?
Yeah.
Okay.
All your fault. You talk about strategies. I have 2 coaches sitting next to me, but I also have kids that play in these programs. And this basin produces some phenomenal athletes. I know you're somewhat new to the area. What have you noticed as a coach with the population there at Union High School?
It's funny because I came down from Cedar City, and down there they haven't implemented volleyball as much. So when I got here, I was like, it's probably gonna be similar, about the same. When I walked in, I was like, oh, holy smokes, it's so different. Like they kind of already have it going out here, so I was like, that was fun. That was exciting to see, but we had a lot of good talent coming up.
So when you say going, Union has a good club program going on over there?
Yeah, they had club before I got here, but they just like volleyball out here.
Okay.
Kind of like how it used to be like softball out here, and it kind of just shifted over to volleyball. So that's already been established out here, so it's one less thing that we have to think about doing.
You don't have to start from the beginning. It's already kind of started. Now you just get your stuff implemented.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Volleyball, as I've played that and also watched it, we talk about ultimate team sports, but communication and working together are the 6 players on the court. There's no sport that quite flows like that, and if one person doesn't do their job well, what does it take to get the kids up to that level? I mean, when you're third in the state, you're the best.
For
basically.
anyone listening and watching that doesn't get it, you have to fake like you're going this way and go that way, and your team has to know that it's going that way, and the other team has to think you're going that way.
There's so much going on.
That is definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
How do you get that?
I tell them all the time, if they had to quote something I say, I'll tell them, you have to think about what you're doing. You have to think about every little play, and everything makes a difference. So you can't relax for a play until the play's over. So you have to be thinking about what's going to happen ahead of time. So it's like a chess match. You have to kind of read the court and say, okay, if the ball goes like this, then it's going to be like this or this or this. You have these options, and if that happens, then this happens. And so you have to think ahead of time. So I call it, you have to play mature volleyball. You have to be able to think a lot of things at the same time without getting stressed out.
Mature volleyball. I like it. I like it a lot.
One more question, and then maybe we'll wrap up from there. What do they talk about in the huddle after every play? I just got to know. Every huddle, every play, there's a huddle.
Oh, it depends on if it's a good play or a bad play, but usually I try to tell them, that's my main thing, is you have to make sure you're paying attention and playing mature volleyball. That's my main thing. Every time it's either don't get too hyped up because you're winning, you have to still pay attention. You can't ever overlook somebody, and then if they're losing, you guys have to pay attention and make sure you're not getting distracted and frustrated.
So give us quick 30 seconds. How's the future look? How's next year look?
I'm excited. I think we're just going to keep building every year.
Oh, that's great. Third place, and we're ready to go forward. I love it.
My husband's
well done, Coach.
I expect first place next year. I'm like, okay, we got to work for it.
We're looking at the future state champion coach for Union High School, Mailoto, Analaine Mailoto. Sorry, excuse me.
Just call her Coach.
Hey, Coach. There we go. That's the easy way out. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back after these messages.
All right.
Thanks.
I'm Amanda Hartman. I'm the new Director of Nursing here at the Villa. Here at the Villa, it's far more than a nurse-patient relationship. You truly are like a family. We have a community here, we have neighborhoods within our community, and we create lasting relationships that mirror that of our own families.
We're kind of just one big family because we're their sole providers, and we spend a lot of time with each and every resident. Even our rehab patients are here for months at a time, so we really create a family-like environment with them also.
Welcome back to the Sports Spin. Time for the Fast Dash.
Mark, you did look good doing the cha-cha.
Dude, I look
Yeah, you
good.
did. I'm very impressed.
Hey, we're on the Fast Dash. We got from Union High School fame, Chezney Nielson. Anyone that's ever watched basketball, this is our woman, right?
Just one of the stars on the team.
One of the stars. Okay, so I know you haven't seen this show before, but you're going to see this one.
Okay.
So let me explain the rules of the Fast Dash for you, okay? It's kind of like the clock's winding down, you got the ball in your hand, you're faking, you're shooting, you're scoring, right?
Right.
Buzzer beater right here. We're going to put a minute up on the clock.
Okay.
John and I are going to lob some questions at you, one-word answers, or if you want to expound, feel free.
All right.
You ready for
good.
this?
I'm ready.
You were born ready. Third
course.
state, she was born ready.
Yes.
All right, John, you start us off.
All right, let's start with mornings or evenings?
Mornings.
All right, beating Uinta or being third in state?
Third. Beating you into.
That's right. There we go.
Favorite basketball player of all time?
Michael Jordan.
Okay, well done.
Best Nielsen and Roosevelt?
Chezney Nielson.
Right there.
Girls basketball or boys basketball?
Girls.
Oh, very good.
Your favorite game ever played in?
My favorite game ever played in.
Yeah, with the game you played in. Your favorite. Which one?
Well,
The
Vernal's
last
always
one.
fun to play in.
Vernal. Okay. Remember that.
Gatorade or Powerade?
Powerade.
Let's see. Basketball or volleyball?
Volleyball.
She says that because they just
Oh, yeah.
Skydiving or bungee jumping?
Skydiving.
Oh, wow.
Who has better hair, you or Latui?
Oh, Latui has a pretty fine hair.
Yeah, best first team all hair. That's what we
Love or money?
Love.
Oh, very good.
Name like Chezney, is that a country name or a rock and roll name?
Well, Kenny Chezney, so we'll have to go country.
Country.
Well done.
All right, thanks everyone for joining us on the Sports Spin presented by Union Volleyball Healthcare. Health and healing, every person, every time. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and we'll see you next week.